Hello and welcome back to more Apologies Thanks to Turnabout. In last episode, we started up another case with dumbass logic again. This time around, oh boy, this time they're trying to trick you into thinking. No, sorry. You, as a player, are smart enough to realize that a 14-year-old kid who's f***ing blind could not fire a .45 caliber revolver gun and use that to kill somebody. The recoil from that would have dislocated his shoulder and sent it rocketing into a different dimension. But nope, the police in this case are so stupid that they actually believe that, and furthermore, have not checked for fingerprints to see if there are any on the murder weapon, because people are really great at being f***ing stupid.
Court's now in session 4.
Lucky to be, Your Honor. The Pixie DR pegged you.
Right, his trial. Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is A-OK, Judge.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My opening statement, yeah?
No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them?
Eh?
I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. We're at the trial, the Chief Justice's son.
The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. Doesn't have long, it seems. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? Also, what relevance does it have to the case? Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's swap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly.
You're luckier, Judge. I believe you'll be going into hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim to this case. Romain Latouche, age 35. A global manager for Diva Sanchez Lamiroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. It's important to all the details.
Court accepts as in evidence.
No fun.
44 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
Yeah, you don't say!
However,
the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering.
Crime photo added to the court record.
Two shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall of the scene. Observe the diagram.
I see. The court accepts as evidence. If we're talking about a .45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Yeah, apparently. Weapons that size have powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one to break every bone in his body, then why are you suspecting Machi? You idiots!
It's only more than just a store.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
However, there was witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yes. It was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
But that's impossible.
Exactly. The murder was impossible. For all but one person. That is, of course, the defendant, Machi.
Oh my god, why is everyone so stupid?
Quite simple. Let's look into the crime scene, make it clear.
Very well, I assume you have testimony. Let the witness please take the stand.
Your name and profession, please.
Ema Skye. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
No, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes.
In any case, because you were in security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please.
Alright. Murderous circumstances. As murder. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the crime and determined the only defendant could have done. How exactly did you do that?
It was lucky the detective was the first on the scene.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it? Because they're all f***ing idiots, that's how! Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Okay, well, I would like to know how you were able to so easily determine that only the defendant could have done it. How can you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent.
Oh.
But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Or, here's an idea, you idiots! How about, since the window opens a crack, and the bullet holes seem to kind of line up with that window, maybe, here's an idea, someone shot through the window! Wow! What a crazy idea! I know, right? I never would have thought of it either. It's such a crazy concept. It's so crazy that nobody in this f***ing courtroom is thinking of it! There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through there was a child. A child. Yeah, even a 14-year-old kid could not fit through. Okay, that's enough. Only those involved with the concert are allowed.
Involved with the concert. Anyone who saw the concert. Shut up, my...
The defendant?
The pixie and the arpeggio fitted up to the sky. Interfere from the scene of the crime.
But that's just conjecture.
Oh, there's no other way out of that room. You were there, you should know your forehead.
And there was another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobei's fingerprints. Oh! You finally decided to check for fingerprints. Wait a minute. Is she saying they're on the gunner in the air vent? Is she saying they're on the gunner in the air vent? Because if she's saying they're on the... she's saying they're in the air vent. So let me get this straight. You check for fingerprints in the f***ing air vent, but not the murder weapon. And you brought Ema Skye on the case. I just... Why is everyone so stupid? Yup. But yeah, this is a very much... Oh my god.
Look at best through the vent, the doorway to heaven. That was our pixie.
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive.
Ah.
I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
Unfortunately, we didn't know direct
What? What do you mean? You talked to Lamiroir yesterday! You literally talked to her yesterday! What do you mean you don't have a direct witness, you jackass?
Fortunately, they couldn't let decisive evidence for us. That would have to be enough.
I can't be over already. Apollo! Raise an objection, you idiot! You know there's a direct witness!
But there is no contradicting evidence?
The prosecutor's presented to prove clear and plain. If you're contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Apollo, they got us on the road to right. You know there's a witness! You know that! I know. We need evidence or a witness. You know there's a witness! What do you mean?
If you do, you gotta tell us about it now.
This is it, it's too soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. Going to prove, call a witness. You know there's a witness. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses of the crime. Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely, I swear I'm a serious prosecutor, and a $1 million hit. Oh, well, in that case, you better be about to prepare to lose both of those, because,
there he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge of the prosecuting
It's not because I'm the only one who in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him, and now... Oh yeah, we already heard this. We already heard this. Great, wonderful, amazing. Moving on. That's enough. Okay, great. We already know what he said.
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that?
All we know is what their forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
But it's the truth, he said it. I even told you about it, but apparently you ignore me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything our team relevant. Claiming this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. The witness of yours unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right.
Perhaps a different penalty than usual is called for.
There's no backing down now.
I'll tell you the name of your witness, Justice. It's Lamiroir. Lamiroir?
Recall Mr. Let's last testimony. Yeah. We already know. We know. Nobody forgot what he said. I promise you that. That's right. The siren of the ballad, Lamiroir. Lamiroir was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin,
The case just stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break for the sake of Ema Skye's cross-examination. Please show Lamiroir to the witness stand.
Lamiroir would say nothing to the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag us away out of her no matter what it is.
It's my distinct honor to welcome the sire to the battle to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
Oh, you can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good. There's not much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
What does she mean she doesn't know?
I should have to call us to this, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
No. You said there was no. 10 seconds ago you said there was no witness. What's that?
Lamiroir suffers from amnesia.
So 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute ago there was no witness. Now there is a witness, but she has amnesia. Make up your damn mind.
Lamiroir is not my true name. I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Well, it's even more mysterious than I thought.
That singer Lamiroir, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamiroir.
Thank you. Yet there is something I don't understand. I'm being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lamiroir, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there will adamant that you stand.
Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of deserves to be. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony since you constantly berate Trucy. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
Okay, what I saw. Great.
As to what I saw nothing. And then I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I've never returned backstage other since.
Yeah, then why did we find your brooch back there? Why did we find your brooch back there if you didn't go backstage?
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying.
I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Never could really
So what she says is fact, but what I say is just higgledy-piggledy hocus-pocus magic.
It refrained from detaining her longer than here to need be.
Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Lamiroir wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Okay, well, you say that you didn't return backstage, but how did we find your brooch there if that's not the case? Or if that's the case? I'm sorry, Lamiroir, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not?
Well, that's Lamiroir. She was wearing it for a song.
Carry that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime.
What?
Lamiroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night.
What is the meaning of this? Lamiroir, please explain.
Lamiroir?
This thing is quite difficult.
That trick's not gonna work here.
Your mind may be large, but you're a lawyer, truly. But you missed one important fact.
What now?
The fact at the time of the incident, they went backstage but only for a moment.
What?
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know where I speak.
Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? This is Latus, can you hear me? Yeah, great. We've already heard this. Great, I got it. Thanks. You don't have to show us the exact same thing. Yipes, Emma, what was that? Who's there? Well, what's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have just sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room, just a glance, mind you.
Is this when your breach dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it.
But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch?
Your forehead. Just raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. The moment I opened the door, I heard her horrible voice.
A forehead shouting. Who's there, no doubt? A horrible voice indeed.
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamiroir, you did look into the room, though, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I was bent backstage just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latrus's body was behind a wall.
Wait. Okay, we can use our perceive ability. Why can we use our perceive ability? Okay, let's look at, so first things first, look at the hands. We can't see the hands. Okay, what else? Is something in your face? Your eyes? No. She's gulping. She's gulping. Is that it? Is that the thing? Blame Miss Lotus's body, you say?
Yes.
You know something more about Miss Lotus's death than you were saying.
What?
I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes.
It is true. Why did Mr. have to be shot?
What? What? How do you know he was shot? How do you know he was shot? Nobody was supposed to say anything to you. How do you know he was shot? Hold on, Lamiroir.
Yes.
What was that you just said? Yeah, we got it, thanks. I already got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's a contradicting testimony. Yes, we all know. We're not this stupid. Where's the thing that says, considering crime restricted? Yeah, this. Tell me, Lamiroir, how did you know he had been shot?
Right.
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed in the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Miss Lotus had been shot. How could you have known?
Lamiroir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Now I remember. Please, allow me to add my own testimony.
Of course, all we want to know is the truth.
She's kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. So bullet holes in the wall. What? How could you have seen bullet holes in the wall? Okay, does the diagram show that? Yes, it does. How could you have seen bullet holes in the wall? The bullet holes were on the same wall as the door, and opening the door would obstruct your view of the bullet holes. Dumbass. Lamiroir, they call you the siren of the ballot, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
Put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Stop polishing your voice and stop polishing your character, ja?
Come on, can I be cool for once? Absorb the diagram. Lamiroir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, yes, but they were in the wall the door is on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes.
Lamiroir,
Yes,
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
I must tell you it is what I saw.
Yes, the happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. If it falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe in the cross-examining here with Leo's absolutely.
Wait, what? We've already yielded so much from doing so. But you knew how Miss Lotus died. He named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamiroir.
Very well, Lamiroir, please continue testimony.
Very well, I shall.
What I saw, part 2. Yay.
I was on the way from the backstage exit. There's something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person.
I know it was. How do you know that? Okay, I'm gonna need more information about that. Because if it was a grown man, didn't we already establish that someone used the air vents?
The killer was a grown person, you say?
That's my first time. Nice play here, forehead.
Very well, there. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You're right about Lamiroir. What's wrong? You look so happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Well, first off, I still say that whoever killed him must have shot through that stupid little window. But if we're operating on the assumption that the vent was actually used, and you saw a grown person, said grown person could not have fit through those vents. A grown person? That's a little vague.
I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man, a young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice?
Looking at the diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latus?
Absolutely not. If it was Mr. Latus who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window when you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. I proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's... what's contradictory?
Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lamiroir's testimony that rings false.
Bravo, forehead. You're colder than I thought.
I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lamiroir has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting.
It is as your forehead says. This is not the only contradiction within your testimony.
What next?
Lamiroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. You remember you were the siren of the ballad, and last year I became such a creature.
What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
The state of the room?
Yes, when the murder took place. That window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But
Lamiroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense.
Well, she's the only eyewitness we have.
So you say. And the victim named here, the siren, is the witness?
That's right, that's what Mr. Latus...
We heard your claim, we even entertained the impossibility, and it brought us to this. Your judge.
Yes?
The prosecution requests the witness be excused. Please.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lamiroir can testify, then we'd have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Dang, where were we? I guess we'd like to hear from front-hand detective again.
Wait, let me hear Lamiroir's testimony one last time.
Well, the cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as needed arises, the witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance.
Well, that got us diddly f***ing squat. I can't believe we're even entertaining the idea of this case. Just... okay.
Let's back to the real trial. Ready for him? Front-hand detective, how far have we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
It is like saying the same thing twice. I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Ema Skye.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus' killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Oh, yes, there was only one door in the room. And a witness, you, were standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kinda limits the people that could possibly get through.
I assume they would have had a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
The jurors, a virtuoso performance, couldn't have put it better myself.
She just did a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre. Yeah, that's the other thing that no one's talking about. How in the hell could Machi have dragged the corpse across the stage, across the building, onto the stage, up onto the platform, activate the platform, and also bring the guitar with him? Just how? Actually, f***ing how? Like, he's so much smaller than him, too. Wait a minute, that's another thing that doesn't make any sense. Okay, wait a minute, do we have a picture of that? No, we don't. That sucks. Okay, in the room, the bullet holes are up near the ceiling. They're pretty high up off the ground. If you're actually going to convince me that freaking, oh, it's right here. The Machi, who's significantly shorter than Latus, could have killed him, that's just stupid. Because the bullet holes, like, to go through the shoulder, you would have had to aim the gun so far up that's ridiculous. But the bullet holes are represented as if someone who was like the same height as Latus had shot, as if they shot through the freaking window. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Playing guitar, no less.
State of observation, your judge.
Ah, thanks. It was kind of accident, really. But you work on this job long enough, you got a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good friend, detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved, and how does it lead us to the killer?
I can't wait to find out why. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the crime. He left his signature at the crime scene. What? Lamiroir's song? How could a blind person have left his signature?
Yes, a guitar serenade. You noticed his code too, did you not?
It's code?
All the events in today that follow the lyrics to a song.
Where's the key? Yes, we already know how this works. We already went through this.
That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
I admit I've forgotten about the song, but there it is now, waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were.
Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs, but killing?
Is a wild word out there, Judge.
Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination.
I'm not so sure I'm gonna be doing much singing. Okay. How exactly did Machi leave his signature at the crime scene?
What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course.
The bullet holes?
The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
Well, that means what exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off the victim in there. It can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you'd say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only place that makes sense.
Are you people this f***ing dense? He's 14 years old! That would have torn his shoulder off!
Poorly.
Imagine the mother in the room was blaring at the time, ja? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking my sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think just what I did. No! Raise a f***ing objection! Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Are you really going to try to prove that Machi isn't actually blind? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
Well, that's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault.
The revolver?
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If a shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant Machi is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The guy alone would have thrown his aim. Oh, you don't say! Oh, it only took you like an hour to say, hey, maybe this is kind of ridiculous that we were having this trial because there's no way he could have done this in the first place.
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Aha, take that, smug prosecution.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of admitting that he did it?
What? Oh. What? What? The fuck? You idiots! Do you not realize that? Oh my f***ing god. Just look at the bullet holes in the wall. He would have had to aim it toward the bullet should have gone through the roof. Because if he's that tiny, and the house is that tall, he would have had to aim it up at such an angle to go through his shoulder that it probably would have hit the roof, but it didn't hit the wall, and not that high up on the wall. It's just, oh my god, why is everyone so stupid? Krabby's really put my foot in it this time. No, just use common sense.
You would for that, detective.
Very well. The witness will have his testimony.
Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind.
Okay, you conclude the shooter was blind. Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna need more information about that. You can't say he was blind just because of the bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that.
I wouldn't call it proof, per se, huh?
Even there is a possibility. For that detective has made the most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there was more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent.
But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place?
A very good point. Well, for the detective, he can explain.
Since he seems to serve himself.
Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
I don't believe it.
Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobe. He would have known that there would be a way out of the top of the stepladder, but that's...
Couldn't figure it out by yourself. You only needed to consider what the stepladder was doing there.
Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Whether her forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps?
I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood.
Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their essential points. Do I have anything evidence to prove that, though? I'm sure we do. What do we have? Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. What am I up against here? Prosecution is saying the shooter missed because Machi was blinded it. Please present their evidence. Evidence overturns prosecution saying they couldn't see. Okay, what exactly do we have to prove that? Oh, is it? The blood's wiped away, and someone who's blind couldn't see the... This is the evidence.
Photograph of the crime scene?
I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's points.
You best show us this something. Get a finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, ja?
Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is this.
Contradiction is right here. This is the smeared bloodstains.
Thought it was just blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand was raised above his head. Looks like a gesture I have seen many times in this court.
It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it! At last, I think I get it!
Get what for that?
It's the shooter's first shot. He tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write but in his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my own point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote his killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Either would I.
No one has anything else to say?
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that the victim making attempt to record the name of the killer, and that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latrios is writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was. Wait.
Once he saw what it was?
But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Yeah. Because apparently everybody in this fucking courtroom has negative brain cells. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Yeah, I remind the court that my defendant, Mr. Machi Tobe, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter.
My god, this case. Order, order, order. Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear the shooter could see. Yet up until now...
As soon as I heard the court an apology, the governor needs to apprehend with law enforcement ties that a murder occurred during our concert. As a result, reports are not filed in an entirely timely manner.
Hey, Paul, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't.
I got an idea. Let's rock. With his documents before that, I have a question for the foreign detective, if I may.
What?
Tell me, what do you think the Machi Tobe is blind?
Huh? What did he say? Well, what are you saying? Of course he's blind.
Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamiroir lead him around by the hand all the time? No way.
I would report here in the defendant Machi Tobe. Quote is Machi Tobe. Can see perfectly well.
Oh, of fucking course he can.
His breast is merely physically put by those Clifford Virginians. He can see quite well.
Okay, then if he can see it well, then why would he have missed?
If it were not much the course of this trial, if I claimed the defendant was blind, the only one who did was the front.
Then what? You are the one who arrested him. You. Oh my God! If he isn't blind, then why did he miss? And that still doesn't change the fact that firing the gun would have sent his shoulder rocketing into the next dimension. You fucking morons! Oh my God! Why is everyone in this case so stupid? But that's.
It's a good fact, yes, because the Machi Tobe sees, and he was the only one who could fled an event. I see no problems with this.
But what about the bullet holes in the wall?
It's the bullet holes. I mean, if we need to explain this for us, he didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was a kickback from the .40 caliber revolver.
No, because the shot would have torn his shoulder from its second. Oh my God, so bad. It just keeps getting worse.
Free injection is just flew off.
Yeah, you know what else would have flown off? His shoulder if he fired that gun.
This is where the real fun begins.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
And you didn't have it took.
You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize.
I'm sorry.
That's the way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. Is she gonna pull out? Oh yeah, I just forgot. She hasn't pulled her Assman card yet. Once this case.
If we can please end the bickering now.
Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
I don't say that. Aha. What? It's bloodstain. This criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened. Yes. Maybe able to find what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right. With this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Yes. Where have we done this before?
So if I'm going to tell you.
The blood stains come out of a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, the section was removed and submitted. Perhaps you should request to be here in court now.
Right. Go for it, Why? I do the test? This is, why wouldn't you do it? You're the forensic scientist who apparently failed her test. Chemical reacts with blood. I've heard of this somewhere.
Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
Right, ready? It's as easy as pie. Just touch the screen and spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hands are shaking. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, great, we're spraying it. What does that say? Ow. IPYX314206. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX. I thought that was a Y. Is that the killer? No, Emma.
Well, maybe it is. If the killer's a robot.
I have it.
So what is it?
I thought those letters, IPXX, look familiar. This is an Interpol ID number.
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Yes, most of undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Why would he write that number?
Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that?
Good show for that detective. Rock on.
It's probably his number.
Your Honor, we can verify the number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come to the witness stand.
Oh great, we get to have a chat with Hairman. Hey look, it's Hairman. Also known as Sharkneck.
Darian, you're who we need. You're checking the Interpol ID number.
Sure thing, give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent...
Oh wait, I know. What if Machi is really an undercover Interpol agent?
Very possibility.
Possibility, yes.
And one that would make him as a killer for certain he's 14 years old. Why does this know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time while we wait for Darian's report, so we're gonna grab like another mystery, shall we? Accusers are considering Machi Tobey.
What are you talking about?
For an defendant, please accept my apologies. I received word the defendant could have accused just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
But what? Too much of a bother to tell you that. The lack of brain cells in this courtroom is astounding. Okay.
Isn't that a rather straightforward question?
Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly, makes little sense. What do you think, Gear Forehead?
Huh, me?
He told me to pretend he was blind. You know why?
How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known for the start of
the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time.
Something wrong? You think perhaps this is all some kind of game? The moment I heard the report, I knew why.
I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else.
What does that have to do with anything?
It was the reason why Machi told I pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake.
Oh, what, so Lamiroir could, like, have satisfaction in helping her? Oh! Oh, wait, no! Oh! He's not the blind one. He's not the blind one. She's the blind one. That's so, my god, that's so f***ing stupid. Klavier, Gavin, if you didn't want to call her as a witness because you knew she was blind, then for f***'s sake, you say something about that, you dumbass. We just wasted an hour of our time because of you.
Can you present evidence that shows us? Yep.
That stupid postcard. Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means no, it couldn't be.
Good show, Forehead, since you thought of something.
Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues. Yeah, because again, literally, everyone else is so much better at everything than you are. Very well, look at this. That's why he was saying he couldn't see, because of the postcard. Because if you check here, you'll see Sightseeing Mystique.
That is
Lamiroir and Machi Tobey. Recall their relationship, and particularly the unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamiroir and her pianist, they would always walk together, she leading him by the hand, even when they got on stage. She would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She'd let him all times, never letting go.
at all times.
Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time?
Well, wasn't it part of their performance?
I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really, it was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamiroir.
What's this? So you mean to say that Lamiroir is...
Yes, Your Honor. Lamiroir is blind. What?
Order. This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin.
Is it now?
Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim.
The only thing outrageous is I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yes, I see it's not fast in vain. He's quite correct.
But that makes no sense.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamiroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room.
Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she could see. I didn't even imagine it until now.
Bailiff, bring in Lamiroir.
Lamiroir, it pains me deeply to call you before I get this way, and yet I must.
Please do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes, she really can't see, really?
It is true. How funny is it that a tiny lie born in the Virginian countryside would a grande go to entail the entire world?
So you are?
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have the memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. Know that too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamiroir.
I see.
Maybe you caught me saying something to the beginning of this trial there, forehead.
What's that? Yep, I f***ing knew it. That's so stupid. You don't keep that information to yourself. Oh my god.
Not anymore, I must ask you to stand once more. We testified to the court about your eyes.
Of course, it was never my intent to deceive any of you. And I have again, Your Honor.
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor.
I'm the memory of the light. I debuted in the world of darkness and sound. A producer came up on my PR line before I knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
Okay. So that would also mean Latouche knew.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize, it was part of my contract, you see. It was to keep my planet secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
She chose the truth at the beginning, but she said she saw nothing.
Very well. Does the defense have anything to add?
I'd like to cross-examine. Well, what is left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me.
It was best you let you get it out of your system. Simply you can understand the importance of thinking for yourself.
Very well. The defense may proceed. However, be aware the court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness.
Okay, there was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Guessing it's the fact that everyone on your staff knew, including Latouche, so let's go ahead and ask you about that. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what must have been bugging me.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
I believe I knew it was violating your defense attorney. You were thinking when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Yeah, we already know. He said can't see. Right? He did, yep, he said can't see. Yep, that's what I thought. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
Justice. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more.
The witness Siren. We've heard his name. We've heard them many times, along with a little play argument by our defense.
I remember them by myself, but that statement's not what I refer to. I think what he said before that.
Before? He came before that. Ah!
That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness.
Yes. I thought that was implied. I thought we all collectively came to that conclusion.
You were next scene looking in the facts of the first next time.
What? We already knew that! I already put two and two together. What? This disconnect. Oh my god.
Order.
Got him most of testimony.
As on my way from the backstage to the backstage exit, there were two shots. I couldn't do anything to stop.
She couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that.
That's not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Miss Latouche's witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness?
Ah.
But I really did hear them. Two gunshots in the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard the voice again, I'd know in an instant.
Your Honor.
What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here?
We have the results back from the investigation.
Investigation?
The interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us.
Well, let's hear it. We will continue the cross-examination afterwards. Dr. Christine, your report, please.
Ask people about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing.
Quick words, always, Siren.
Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent?
The agent registered that number. What's wrong with the trials?
Wow! What a shock! Who would have thought? Because why would he know anybody else's ID number? Why would he know that? The only one he would have committed to memory would be his. Dumbasses.
What?
Our undercover Imperial agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation.
So when he wrote those letters,
He was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe him away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover agent, so him being Lamiroir's manager
was just a cover most likely.
is one other important detail I found.
Well, that was it.
It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently, it belonged to Roman Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched.
So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. I can't imagine somebody was an Interpol agent with such a large revolver.
So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. Wonder how that ties into everything.
It's gotta tie in somehow, you think?
Yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It was great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait,
Lamar, something the matter?
that voice just now. Miss Daring, is it?
Was it him?
Oh, that's why he messed up his song. That's so... First off, the fact... Okay. Let's get past the fact that it would have taken off his shoulder, because my brain has already accepted all these dumbass things about this case. So let's assume all that explains why he messed up his cue, because his arm would have been, or his shoulder would have been sore from firing the weapon. So okay. Oh my god, this case is so bad.
It was him?
You weren't saying.
That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche, and I heard the gunshots fire. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
Is it some kind of joke?
What?
No way.
The court fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen it happen before, of course. And yeah,
What? You read the Rise from the Ashes case file. Why does this not surprise?
Lamar figuring Darian Crescent, not only is it a catharsis detective, could it really have been his voice Lamar heard that things were changing fast for anything, wasn't sure to keep up with it.
Hey, no whipping out now, Apollo.
So remember in Rise from the Ashes when Lena admitted to the fact that they had to forge evidence, and the whole courtroom, there's a typical that the courtroom sound plays, but this was like everyone was up in arms, but this was a new sound effect that played, and you understood right then and there, holy shit, this is a major reveal that just happened right now, and chills shot down your spine. Here it's like, it was you. Okay, great. Fantastic. What an astounding revelation. Why is no one pointing out the fact that he couldn't have shot the freaking gun because of the bullet holes in the freaking... Okay. I need a break. So that'll be it for the episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time to catch you all next time for some more. Apologies already. Goodbye.